From the greatest soccer city in America, it's the St. Louis Ambush, taking on the Milwaukee Wave at Family Arena in St. Charles. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matthew Rocchio. It is cold outside.
Yeah, it is. A lot of snow here, but hey, last time we had a snowstorm like this, it was one of the best environments we've ever had in this building.
And the Ambush, they're playing some of their best soccer offensively this season.
And the defense has stepped up as well. -8 goal differential right now in the standings, but they were -9 after their first 2 games. So they're playing positive soccer. They're winning more games than they're losing. The big thing, though, is in a game like this, last time Milwaukee was here, it was an overtime match. Obviously, the Ambush liked walking away with 2 points, but they got to keep walking away with 3.
Hey, last time we were here, Ambush taking down the Empire Strikers, and guess what? That was in regulation.
Yes, it was, and the defense was a huge part of that. They slowed down that Empire team that we know can score. Can they do that tonight against a very talented Milwaukee team? And also, the offense is going to have to get past one of the best goaltenders in the league.
We'll find out after this. It's the St. Louis Ambush and the Milwaukee Wave on MASL TV.
St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
Of creating a sports medicine program from the grassroots level, from pee-wees to the pros. At Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we are taking care of athletes and getting them back on the field. Over 80% of the patients that come to see us for sports-related injuries do not need surgery. That really surprises people. We can relate to our patients because many of us have been there. Athletes like to say they give 110%. Well, guess what? So do we.
Miter is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, Miter is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at miter.com. Cabelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Think you can predict the MASL? Head over to NXTbets.com to place your wagers on all the MASL action this season.
From the Mississippi River to the St. Charles River, it's St. Louis Ambush Soccer at Axios Field at the Family Arena. It's really coming down outside. Snow, not ice, in the St. Louis area. Marcio Leite, former Wave star, now the head man for the Milwaukee Wave. Either way, they're going to have a heck of an adventure getting out tonight. Jeff Locker, his team going to follow that Milwaukee bus right up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to take on this Wave team at the home of the Panthers and the home of our good friend, Tom Wynn. I'm Joey Zanaboni, Matthew Rocchio right beside me as the Ambush and the Wave get set to go.
It's going to be a good game tonight. Joey, last time we were here, a 7-6 victory in overtime by the Ambush, but they are behind the Wave primarily in the standings because of their inability to win games in regulation this year, giving up a couple points with a couple regulation victories. They're going to want to win this one, with overtime victories, I should say. They're going to want to win this one in regulation. It's going to be a little bit easier considering, again, for the second game in a row, the offensive stars of Milwaukee not making the trip south. They got Alex Sanchez, but obviously no Ian Bennett, no Ricardo Cavallo. They've been gone for an extended period of time now, but also no Max Ferdinand traveling with the Wave tonight. That's going to be tricky. Still William Bonahene in goal, but it seems to me like the Ambush might have a plan for him.
And the Ambush this week have added Pollo Cortez to the roster. Paulo Nascimento, he'll get the start on the Ambush side. On the other side, Bonahene. Ambush huddling up around locker. He's got Christian Briggs and Randy Martinez as the defenders to start out. Colin O'Keefe is in the midfield. Torrealba and Falzoni, good goal-scoring duo up top.
And that's another thing we got to look out here for the Ambush. They are missing some of their most important players. Lucas Almeida out for the second consecutive game. He was questionable, couldn't go tonight. And then it looks like Will Eske, who looks like he tried to get going pregame, he is not in the lineup for the Ambush. So the pass master, the points leader from last season, can these other Ambush players step up? Larson Rogers is going to be one of those big names we're talking about. Jace Berger as well. Can they come in and step up for two of the most important players? Obviously, those players aren't going to be the ones who have to step up and replace what Almeida and Will Eske usually do. Colin O'Keefe, Robbie Christo, those kind of players are going to be able to step up tonight. We're going to have to see more of this impressive play from Daniel Torrealba, and also wouldn't mind if a young player like Ryan Gates or Ryan Kidu steps up.
Ambush versus the Wave. Huff the stuff. Starts the stuff. Derek Huffman out of the center circle for the gold-clad Wave team. Ambush in the teal, in front of a weather-limited crowd this afternoon in the greater St. Louis area. That just drifts by Briggs. Good work to stave off Huffman, and it's an easy pickup for Paulo.
Yeah, snow's very fluffy outside, and the big stuff isn't supposed to hit till late tonight, so looks like we're going to try to get some arena soccer in.
Torrealba snows one to the other side.
There you go.
Playing a short hop by Bonahene. Mike DeSilva, former Ambush guy, playing it back to one of the most dangerous on this Wave side. Mario Alvarez emails to him, tries to slam off the board for Huffman.
Tally one for Joey's subtle cold, snow, or ice references throughout today's broadcast.
Hey, I haven't seen it snow this hard since I stopped using anti-dandruff shampoo.
Wow, you went to that one early.
Happy to have you with us, whether or not you use anti-dandruff shampoo or any kind of shampoo on MASL TV.
Do you think we'll see some goals build on each other in magnitude tonight?
Robbie Christo would love that. Daniel Torrealba swordfishes it to him. Christo brings it down with the chest. Let's start it back over. John Gates pushes into the center circle. Jace Berger gets his first touch as Julio Varela comes in for the Ambush.
Of course, it is John Gates, not Ryan Gates. My apologies.
John Gates, Ryan Gates, Bill Gates. It's all Microsoft words to me. Paulo. The Brazilian Rob Lowe trying to pinch it into Gates. Flush back to the other side.
Steinwasser couldn't get enough on that one, but Paulo getting a little risky right out of the gate. Could be a fun one tonight.
Varela putt-putting to Christo. Christo, lateral movement. Can't get the shot off. Trying to get space against Cesar Correa. Pursues the ball and chops him down.
Yeah, it's a bad 10 seconds there for Robbie. One too many dribbles, loses the possession, and then he gets a little extracurricular with the defending in first foul call of the day.
Oscar Flores going to the green mattress for a Wave team that checks into this one at 6-2-2. Ambush at 5-3-2. Just past the 2-minute mark. Knotted at zeros as Briggs plays off the wall. Little Peloton work for Ryan Kido. Wave are going to keep the pressure on this end. We were talking to Jamie Swanner before the game. He said, you know, if Kido can get out of his shell a little bit, he's going to be a very, very good player. And he already is going one-on-one against guys.
Did he have the assist last week, or was that Gates?
That was Kido off the wall to O'Keefe for the easy finish.
What a play by Ryan
fantastic run that was.
What a play by Ryan Kido. Yeah, he's got so much speed, so much talent. Really is probably the most up-and-coming star on this Ambush roster.
Alvarez, the established star with the captain's armband, sluices that through, luckily wide. Picked up by Flores, started back over up top with Javi Steinwasser.
And obviously, of course, anytime you talk about Milwaukee, of course, we will be talking about number 80 plenty throughout this game. Alex Sanchez, always so dangerous. Doesn't matter how many of those ancillary players are around him. You put Alvarez, you put him on a carpet, and you're going to get some goals.
Cristo using the thigh. Exit ball is blocked by Tanner Hodgson. Milwaukee works it back to Alvarez, who gets him out of the trouble. Milwaukee so far this season, 3-1-2 away. They've had just 4 games. The 5th coming tomorrow at home. They're 3-1 in Milwaukee.
It's crazy, though, these numbers home and away, Joey, between these two teams. You'd think you get the home advantage. We know usually that the home field advantage, at least for the Ambush, plays a pretty big part in how well they can do each season. And this Milwaukee team has actually been more productive on the road, and not just because they've played 2 more games. You go by a per-game basis, and the offense is a completely different animal on the road as opposed to home. 7.3 goals per game on the road, 5.25 back at home. Shots 27 per game on the road, 23 per game back at home. Milwaukee is dangerous when they get away from their home gym, even if it's just offensive. Maybe it's the defense that has a problem on the travel, but the offense isn't usually the issue.
Crane had trouble with that. That was Kyle Crane who lost it for Milwaukee. Riley Urey in a collision at the gold line with Alex Steinwasser. Tweety Bird stays silent.
Usually smarter than letting Urey continue to dribble.
Oh, that's on a platter, but kicked away. Gates testing Bonahene, and Bonahene survives.
The issue Gates had on that shot is that he went too high early. Early on in this game, they got to make Bonahene go low, and then you can get high later on in the game. Jamie Swanner laying it out what the game plan is to beat a guy like this. He's big, he's up, but he wants to stay up. He wants to make saves high. But if you get him down low fast, he'll start cheating down there because he's not as good as getting down low. So keep the shots to worm burners right out of the gate, and then later in the game, you can start hitting those ones in the upper 90 where Bonahene might start dropping early.
He's had a few that have gone over him in the recent past.
He's had some struggle issues. He's got 5 wins, but the offense has bailed him out of a lot of games this year. One of his worst seasons ever when it comes to actual goals against per game.
Gates jousts it down.
He's one of the fourth or fifth in the league in saves as well. So again, it comes to the quality of chances that the Wave defense is allowing.
Of course, on the other side, Paulo,
risky here.
Man of a billion saves. He comes up to the halfway line. Ambush play it safe. Rob Williamson, the former Wave.
Oscar Flores almost made the first special play of the game by dispossessing Paulo there, but he couldn't win the battle.
Often moving is Cam Will. Will to his right foot. Good blockage by Gates. Gets in front of that. And on the other side, Kido gets twirled down to the floor by Stuart Grable.
I'm a big Cam Will fan. Joey, do you have any idea as to why I'm such a big Cam Will fan?
You're a fan of 2-syllable names.
You know what? I don't mind that. That's a good point, especially as a broadcaster. I do not mind that at all. It's the 00 jersey number. It's one of the most underutilized thing I think in all of American sports.
Pair of goose eggs. Paulo comes out to get this goose egg. Makes it fly to the other side.
Of course, we know, as we talked to him today, we always get to see 00 here, the best-looking jersey number, up in the rafters, because our boy, who spoke to us before the game, Jamie Swanner, got those 00s retired always here in the rafters.
He's wearing the Jamie Swanner jersey today for the Milwaukee Wave.
There you go. Just a good-looking number. It's underutilized.
Alex Sanchez over to Alvarez, the league's best duo in some ways, feeding Huffman in the middle, and Huffman was saying that was tipped. Ultimately, referee and crew says, you're right.
Don't forget, we'll be adding another jersey to those rafters coming up later this spring. Joey, our good friend, Mark Moser, goes up. Oh, what a play.
That goes up and into the ambush goal.
What a play from Alex Sanchez. Needed a little help from the ricochet, but that's why this man is second in the league in goals. An absolutely lethal shot from Alex Sanchez just above that right elbow. We'll see it here. Just one little touch there, an absolute burner. Paulo tries to close his near post, but just too much speed from Alex Sanchez. He now moves a little bit closer to Zach Reggett as the league leader.
Ambush playing from behind.
One back now of Reggett for Alex Sanchez.
Falzoni makes it interesting. He, De Silva, and Bonahene go down on a heap.
Kansas City Comets leading this league with 24 points. Milwaukee Wave 5 behind in second place with 19. And those same 5 points that separate the Comets and the Wave at 1 and 2 also separate the Wave and the Ambush in the bottom half. Just so much parity right in the middle of this league. The Comets, obviously, we've seen multiple games here by the Ambush. A really tough team. They score a lot. They have a good defense with Ejimadu. And they've been rolling all over this league. Ambush and Wave a little bit closer than you'd think based on the standings.
Yeah, Ambush done with the Comets. This won't be the last time we see the Wave, though. We'll move in a tight space and a bad pass from Kyle Crane. Yuri wiggling at the equator. Falzone picks up the pieces, sends it through the wickets toward Rob Williamson. His shot rejected at the source by De Silva after it got through the legs of Steinwasser, Javier Steinwasser. Rennie Martinez wins one in the referee's crease. 8:10 to go in the first. Probably too early still for that media timeout. And Correa fouls O'Keefe. Ambush will put it back in the public park. Torrealba. Oh, beauty of a launch. Gates couldn't quite get there and commits the foul on the way out.
Yeah, just some lazy defending from Gates, unfortunately there. Too easy to call. And Milwaukee will get a very easy reset here in their own area.
Ambush and Wave met in December. Ambush walked it off. Sudden death overtime, won it 7-6 on a goal by Torrealba. Gates and Christo shish kebab this one to the charging Jace Berger.
It was our third game of the season, Joey, and after 2 rough losses to the Comets, really was the coming out party for Daniel Torrealba.
And Torrealba makes a space. Banahene makes his, diving and getting a piece back over to Alvarez to eject.
Flores, immovable object, unstoppable force, and Flores won that battle with Christian Briggs. Not easy.
Torrealba spies something. Quito streaking off the bench. Quito challenged in the corner. Torrealba wants it back beyond the goal.
Couldn't get the touch he wanted there, but beautiful pass from Torrealba.
Banahene deprives him again. Backside. Gates can't force it home. Rejected to the corner. Yeah, Flores has trouble securing, and this is going to stay on this side.
Off-foot shot from John Gates there, not enough on it.
Ambush will have a good setup when we come back with 6:55 in the first. Ambush Wave on MASL TV.
My dog, Georgette, was diagnosed with cancer. After her treatment, we would pass Chick-fil-A. I started seeing Mr. Bryan often. She would get her little treat of whipped cream.
We recognize each other. Georgette and I do. That particular day, Elaine pulls up. She said, Georgette is cancer-free.
I came around the corner with Georgette in my car, saw all the employees out there just like clapping and cheering. I started getting really emotional because I was just like, that's so nice.
We love all our customers that come through. This one just happens to have 4 legs. Congratulations, Georgette.
MASLsoccer.com, your ultimate home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. Catch the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and so much more. Tune in to Soccer Signal as staff writer Joseph Reyna and veteran coach Mark Litton explain the game with perspectives from both sides of the glass. Don't miss Soccer Signal every other Thursday on MASL TV.
Wave leading this one 1-0. Sanchez's goal, the difference right now. Randy Martinez and an ambush team trying to equalize. Set up at the top of the bow and arrow. Martinez, Cristo back heels, not on the same page with Torrealba. So it goes to waste for the ambush. Martinez stabs it back from the center line. Hard play here. Jace Berger, he and Stuart Grable caught in a web. Wave will take it over just inside our end with 6:43 to go in this opening quarter.
One of the biggest differences between the first few games and the games that they've lost this year for the Ambush has been that first goal. They missed a couple good chances in front of Bonahene, but unfortunately, you're not going to get many chances to stay ahead of an Alex Sanchez-led squad. No surprise that he's the one that eventually cashes for the Wave, and the Ambush now have to do something they are not very good at, which is winning after the opponent scores.
2-3 this season when the opponent scores first. Andres Chalband knocks that one down on the board. Colin O'Keefe gets nowhere against De Silva.
Big thing for the Ambush, though, 0-3-1 when they have trailed at halftime. 3-0-1 when they have been tied or leading. So they need to lock in this game, figure out the offense, and again, change up that shooting pattern against Bonahene, who might be having a bad year, but we've watched plenty of games of his. That shot-stopping talent has not missed much of a step over the last few years.
And Cam Will, the man with your favorite number, chased back by O'Keefe.
Just so underutilized, especially in American football. Give me a nice center with a 0-0. Classic.
Agent 0-0.
Agent 0 is Gilbert Arenas. 0 also an underutilized
That's what I'm saying,
number.
Agent 0-0.
Yeah, it doesn't work as well.
No, because then you're the 0 of the 0. You're even lower, right?
I think we could probably go with. I think we probably go with 00. Do a little bond.
And Colin O'Keefe picks it over the back. Varela fails to settle the balloon off the boot of O'Keefe. Wave catch a break. That ball just bopping up over the St. Luke's sign. Thanks to all of our friends at St. Luke's. We got an update about a week ago on Duduka. Out for the season, torn ACL. St. Luke's taking care of him, though. Successful surgery. And thanks again to our friends and partners at St. Luke's.
Buttery little pass there from Sanchez, from Alvarez to Sanchez, and then he rips one. You don't see a lot of little through balls like that in this sport.
Yuri with Martinez.
One too many
swatted
dribbles
away
again.
by Alvarez. Falzone. De Silva with the block.
Ambush are
parachutes through the ambush bench.
Ambush are 2 dribbles away from potentially 2 really good shot chances. You had Robbie Cristo losing one after he dragged the defense across the face, and then there it is, Riley Yuri using that speed. You want him to take those runs. That's what makes him so dangerous and useful in this roster, but one too many dribbles and just no threat on the play.
Briggs pinging one for Falzone. Falzone gets back to it. Got clipped for his trouble by Mike Howell. Wave able to withstand. Steinwasser poked away by Briggs. Javier goes down. And Cesar Correa starts it over in the back once again. Milwaukee 1, St. Louis nothing. 3:40 left in this opening stanza.
Credit Briggs and Yuri for cutting that one out. Briggs stayed with the man. Yuri cut off the passing lane. It was a good thing that it was Steinwasser, not one of the more fleet of foot players in a yellow jersey.
Martinez to Torrealba! Visit the crab leg buffet at the Chapstick Factory. Let's get cracked.
So much of Torrealba's game comes on the left side. This time, though, he's doing it from the opposite side. Right foot on the outside. He loves to cut inside. That's why he's so dangerous from the left wing. But here on the right wing, Daniel Torrealba, just one step inside the yellow line, absolutely torching that one. Forget everything I said about trying to beat Bonahene high early. Torrealba took on the challenge and passed it with flying colors. Huge game-tying goal here early in the first for Daniel Torrealba and the rest of the ambush. What a shot, my gosh.
Martinez to Torrealba equalizes things with a hair over 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Stolen away by Sanchez. The other goal scorer in this game, feeding Alvarez. Alvarez, bad hit. Larson Rogers. It's ejected by the ambush. De Silva. Good dribbling in a tight space. Berger giving chase against Alvarez. Uses the pink-clad Bonahene. Gets away from him. Berger trying to crowbar it in the corner. Bonahene, I thought, was thinking for a second that he was going to pick that up. Quito ends up back with it as the clearance by Alvarez is only partial.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been.
I thought I saw him kind of bend over for a second.
It would have been the second most egregious penalty we've ever seen here this season. Of course, the first will always be the sixth-man penalty from last week. The third is
a tough moment for the ambush.
Elbow from Nacho to.
But we scored a short-handed goal on that one.
Yeah, we did. But unbelievable
that was by Michaud,
penalty.
who's not active today.
Unbelievable penalty.
Lower body injury. Quito dispensing back to Williamson. Ambush seemingly with a grip on the game now. Williamson ends up with Varela. Rogers trying to get him going. Chalbad. Scopes Cristo.
Riley clearing out some space to dribble into. Opening up
Yuri,
a little strong
head
side.
of Cristo. One at O'Keefe. Javier Steinwasser with the head instead. Grabbed by Chalbad. Chalbad smacks it off the wall. Intended recipient O'Keefe. Steinwasser gets in the way. Alvarez secures it. Steinwasser challenged by Cristo in the corner with $1.29 left in this first. Steinwasser spooning. Head of Flores drifts across to De Silva.
We give some credit to the play design by the ambush there. They clear out the left side, go strong side on the right. High ball from Yuri to Robbie Cristo, who's going to win a lot of headers. And they had a crossing Colin O'Keefe across the face of the paint where you want to get the ball, and Robbie's always going to win that header. Not a lot of designed plays that really work for the ambush that we've seen lately. That one, though, very successful. Wouldn't surprise me to see him do it again. Oh, here we go. Track
Briggs rejects it. Yuri streaking down the left side. Taps the brakes, goes down for his treble. Whistle stays silent here as he's sent over at least some contact by Correa.
How about Correa playing with the
Yuri's
cast
hot.
on the right arm?
Yuri not happy at all that it was met with silence. Alex Steinwasser, Yuri, and Martinez combine for the defense on him. Ambush with the 4-on-2. Martinez down the main avenue. Martinez feeds toward Falzone. Across the box, Yuri tries to turn it. Bonahene at the near post. Has to come out with the feet again. Williamson knocks down the kangaroo ball with 15 seconds left in this quarter. Ambush tied at 1. On a goal by Torrealba about 3 minutes ago. Williamson off of Crane, 5 seconds. Williamson looking to burn his old team. From the corner, Saran wraps it toward Bonahene. Martinez fire-pokered it. Crane, after he was punched by Bonahene, able to swirl it loose. We're level after 1. You're watching the St. Louis Ambush and the Milwaukee Wave. It's Major Arena Soccer on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics.
King Louis IX outside the St. Louis Art Museum. His hair is a piece of art. Daniel Torrealba. So are his boots. This guy's been fantastic. Was a player of the month of December. Daniel Torrealba, breakout year for the St. Louis Ambush, tying it up at 1-1 with about 3.5 left in the first.
Yeah, they've made a change between the pipes. We've seen this before against the Wave where Bonahene, who is right now walking into the tunnel, might have picked up an injury on a dive or something along those lines, or Leite not liking what he was seeing from Bonahene. He only allowed 1 goal and just 7 shots on goal. Not exactly a bad game at all. And I wonder if he picked up a little bit of injury here because we do now have
Gerardo Perez,
backup goaltender Geraldo Perez.
He's also in pink. Derek Huffman in the Wave gold. It's the man with a pink armband, Christian Briggs, the captain for this Ambush side today, forcing it back toward Alvarez. Alvarez, left foot, tattooed it toward Huffman. Huffman couldn't do anything with it.
Perez has appeared now in his 6th game. He has 2 decisions to his name, alongside 1 start in those now 6 appearances. He has 1 win and a loss in overtime. They did make the switch from Bonahene, and he did, I believe, pick up that loss in overtime here against the Ambush. 31 shots against to 10 goals allowed, 5.01 goals allowed per game. 67.7 save percentage, just a little bit lower than just a little bit higher, than William Bonahene's 66.9%.
Bonahene, in his time in the game, did become the 4th goalkeeper this season in MASL to eclipse 100 saves. Paulo, our goalie, at the top, entering with 139 today. Robbie Cristo, staving in the corner, drops it back to Gates. Gates against Sanchez, off the wall. Snaked it through. Varela tried to track it down. Varela tracks that down off the foot of Stuart Grable. Ambush take possession once again.
And the fact that he went back into the tunnel, Joey, that does indicate to me we're dealing with an injury here now on Bonahene. And Marcio Leite told us before the game, the head coach, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries this year, and looks like they might be dealing with 1 more. And this is on a back-to-back, too.
Gates sent down by Troy Morrison, and the Ambush will take it over about 2 minutes into this second quarter. Sanchez first, and then it was Torrealba. Gates, we've seen Morrison before, and he's one of those mainstays with the Wave. We're welcoming back on a snowy afternoon in St. Louis. This Wave team got in well before the storm. Spent the night here, I believe, last night. And not all that hard to get around on the highways here in St. Louis right now. We had just a dusting, but it was coming down pretty good and continues to come down pretty good out there. Going to get more and more interesting as the night goes along as far as those road conditions go. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be these 2 teams out there, I'll tell you what.
I just have to wonder, Joey, I don't know about you if you noticed, but a very expeditious first quarter here inside of the family
Brisk,
arena.
baby. Keep it rolling. Randy Martinez over to Daniel Torrealba.
We might not see a blue card tonight is all I'm saying.
And Torrealba almost snuffed by Grable. Tries
that
to find its way through off of Torrealba.
On the outside foot shot from Torrealba there, just kind of trying to punch it, putting Perez in a little bit of a pickle.
Good steal by Rogers as Flores goes down. Rogers Alvarez repays the favor inside. Torrealba, scooped up by Martinez. Over to Larson. Oh! Bang in the bar. And ultimately, Perez, with the help of Alvarez, picks it up.
What a great handle by Larson Rogers. Hasn't had a lot of time on the field this season, and yet jumps out immediately. Ready to go. Almost makes what could have been a huge play for the lead.
Javi Steinwasser trying to spring crane. De Silva takes it away against Torrealba. Slowed up by Quito. Bottom of the bar for Larson Rogers. Getting a good chance out here with an ambush side that's limited by some injuries.
He has played 5 of his 6 career games this season.
De
5
Silva
games,
sends
1
it over.
point, 1 assist for Rogers this year. Could have picked up his first goal of the year.
The Ambush are headed to Milwaukee tonight, immediately following this game, as they take on the Wave again tomorrow, this time at Panther Arena in Milwaukee. Kickoff is 3:05 p.m., and you'll be able to watch the game on MASL+. Paulo plays a little skee ball with it. Falzone comes back. Super Mario up top. Dueling against Correa. Varela comes back to the equator to get this. Briggs, long launch. Look at that battle at the top of the arc. A couple of guys who are going to play hard no matter the circumstances. Falzone going against Cesar Correa. O'Keefe on the wall goes against Alex Sanchez. Picks up the foul. Last weekend, the Ambush were a special Siteman Cancer Center Let's Kick Cancer Together jersey. The Ambush are auctioning the jerseys to benefit Siteman Cancer Center's Discovery Fund. You can still place your bid on those game-worn autographed jerseys by visiting stlambush.com. The man in the 00 jersey, Will, in the corner, dismissed by Briggs. Correa comes through with the noggin. Huffman goes to claim in the corner. And Correa off the wall. Will to Huffman. Good block down low by Chalbad, but Huff the stuff. And squirts him to the floor with a simple bump. Alex Steinwasser playing it back through Correa. Huffman challenged by Chalbad again. Giving Alex Steinwasser off the wall. Will. Yuri does enough to stop it up, and Paulo comes out to pounce on that.
Game of inches. Easily could have been a goal there following up that play by De Silva.
Yuri stays with it as he duels against Steinwasser.
Speaking of
and
which,
he draws a foul. Yuri, who was red hot after a no call in the first quarter, gets the call here.
he's so good at drawing calls because of his speed. You can't defend in front of him without almost always committing a foul. I think that's why sometimes we see the officials give the defender a little bit of the benefit of the doubt.
Martinez
Cristo on the
swishes
backside.
over to Torrealba. Perez deprives.
What a swing. Torrealba just so dangerous from any spot on the field. We talked so much about the left side, but now from the middle, from the left, we know the goal from the right already today. 360 degrees of potential terror when Daniel Torrealba has the ball.
Berger down the right side off a feed from Torrealba off the wall. Once Cristo almost pinballs in off a goal. Alvarez saves it at the last second. Torrealba remounting the attack. Through to Cristo, his orange boots. Back through Martinez. Ambush with 9:15 to go until half, tied 1-1. It's that all-important figure. What's the score at halftime for this Ambush team? Trailing at half this year, 0-4. Tied at halftime, 3-0. Ahead at halftime, 3-2. Cristo easing back through Williamson. Torrealba against Alex Steinwasser in front of the Ambush bench. Nothing doing there. Ambush this season, 3-1-1 at home. 2-2-1 away, 14 points in a year where 6 of the 8 teams in the MASL will make the playoffs. Ambush sitting pretty right now, trying to take down a Milwaukee team that's 5 points in front in the standings. So this could be a swing weekend. If the Ambush were to sweep the series today and tomorrow afternoon in Milwaukee, Cristo, that's nice onto O'Keefe. Grable, though, jars it away, and it's rolled short by Perez. Played back cross fields from Javi Steinwasser to Alvarez. Alex Steinwasser tic-tacking forward Flores. Out of the reach of Sanchez. O'Keefe close to the AARP side. Sanchez forces it away. Played back by Flores, and Sanchez stitches it wide. Varela and Cristo can't control. Alvarez gets it to Silva. Down deep. Flores stopped by Paulo. And Paulo on a jackrabbit shot off the boot of Sanchez. A diving save. Oh, baby. From Paulo Nascimento.
Seeing eye shot from Sanchez there, just doesn't get through. Paulo so good at tracking those outside shots. And this time, he was able to get enough of a hand on it. Last time, just took the ricochet.
Again, Sanchez tests the back post.
Baby. Ambush lose one on the other side, and the Wave just miss one.
Cristo after Varela loosened it. Morrison giving chase. Cristo off the glass. Varela looking to get something going outside the box.
Handball.
And Perez won the battle, and Varela fell back onto the ball.
Got to give credit to Cesar Correa. Because of him, not on Robbie's hip, he left that to De Silva, but he's streaking down the middle, taking away the cross pass from Cristo. When Cristo tried it, Cesar Correa was right there. He stopped potentially an easy goal in front of Perez for the ambush.
And makes a bad pass now to Quito. Yeah. Quito slaloming just hard in front of Gates. Gates Windexing Perez on the snatch. Under 7 to go now. We'll take the media timeout. The next available opportunity. Ambush Wave tied at aces. Snow falling outside and making weather conditions and road conditions pretty rough in the St. Louis area. Gates back through Quito. Chalbot. Gates getting the run on against Grable. Mishits, gets another chance, pokes it back to Quito. Torrealba and him kind of waiting for it to develop too long, and the Ambush have to play it back into our yard.
And we'll say to the Milwaukee audience, while St. Louis may be keeping pace with you in soccer today, we are absolute neophytes compared to your ability to drive and prepare for snow. So you might see the forecast and be like, really? This is slowing down St. Louis? But trust us, we're very, very bad at this whole thing.
Randy Martinez narrowly misses at the near post. 1-1. Cold outside, warm inside the family arena. A good game in the crock pot. Ambush Wave on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Paulo in the ambush. Equal at 1-1 with the Milwaukee Wave. Paulo checking into play today with almost 140 saves on the season. He's been consistently at the top of the saves leaderboard, and he's deprived Sanchez. Beauty of the save just a couple of minutes ago. Ambush offense. 1 goal on the board courtesy of Torrealba at the end of the first. 2 or 3 other chances that were just a little bit offline or just a little bit out of reach. And Sanchez starting things in the back with Alvarez, the dynamic duo really this season for Milwaukee. pushing over to De Silva. Straight to Nowheresville. Martinez intercepts. Yuri across the midway line. Yuri into a host of gold. And Huffman and De Silva force it back to the bench. Williamson acquired in a trade with Milwaukee Wave last year. Just overshoots Falzone, and it's smacked by Alvarez. I think he wanted to spin that out. I guess he did. Into the corner we go. Martinez. Not a true corner. Drops it back to Williamson. Oh, post clips the keeper and squeaks away.
I'm not sure how that one bounced. I think he just had so much English that when did Perez even get a hand on it in the corner?
I don't think so. I think it hit the post and then hit him.
All off
and
the woodwork.
Instead of deflecting back, it deflected to the side.
Crazy amount of spin on that one. What a shot by Rob.
And he's up top for the ambush. Obviously, he's a defender, but was trying to get up there as a target. Just a little push with Grable, his former teammates. Gets off, he and Cristo back on the bench. O'Keefe looking to get open down the wall. Quito, the man closest to the goalie, Perez. Less than 5 to go, second quarter. The first quarter for Perez. After Bonahene played the first 15. O'Keefe testing Perez. Bobsleds out, knocks it down. Briggs keeps it safe as Flores comes reindeering forward. Torrealba close to the Axios side. Using Briggs. Ambush Wave. 4:28 left in the second. Gates finds a pocket. Ends up helicoptering it high. This will come out with the Milwaukee Wave. Us and them, the Sockers and the Blast. Only 2 games going right now in the MASL. Utica and Tacoma. And play at 8 o'clock Central Time tonight.
I just don't see a way that game's having the kind of goals that we've had today. Only 2, but man, they've both been screamers. And we got a little change in goal. Got a snowstorm happening outside. I mean, find more color in a game than this.
A lot on the line for a midseason matchup.
That too, when you look at the standings again, Ambush pull off 3 points tonight. They're just 2 points behind the Wave. They match them in regulation or in overall victories with 6, and put themselves in good position to potentially make a little jump over the next few weeks, as they have with the last few games.
And Cam Will tries to sell it against Falzone.
Or
we play on.
Or we're in a point where we're just really regretting that loss to Tacoma, which was a bad one for the defense.
Ultimately ripped away by Varela. He gets loose down the left side. Correa comes after him, and Varela pulling out of the trouble as Paulo surfs up. Yuri in the center circle. Paulo drops back toward his goal now. Ambush will have a chance to maybe leapfrog this Wave team tomorrow, 3 o'clock. That's up in the Panther Den in Milwaukee. And Cristo, overlapped by Larson, curls it back toward the top of the arc. Yuri, over to Briggs. Fronted by Huff. Chalbot out of the crow's nest. Yuri wants a rivulet to open up out wide against Correa. Smashes it off glass. Briggs tried to get to it, shielded off by Huffman. Torrealba.
Rogers getting very involved. Took a little push there. No call, though. Smart play there by Tanner Hodgson.
Pelotoning it off his own head, thigh, and then foot again. Marked by Grable, who holds on to him and says something after.
It's a crazy veteran move. Hodgson only 22 years old. And that little push he had on Rogers to take away his ability to get the ball right in front of the official, too. I'm not even going to say the official missed it. That was just a perfectly placed little push there from a young player.
Savvy stuff.
Yes, very savvy, veteran savvy. The dark arts, they usually like to call them. He's well practiced already.
And Flores as the time candle drips wax to about 90 seconds to Sanchez. Big block from your guy. Larson Rogers fired up after stopping it for Sanchez. He's blocked by Flores going against Williamson in the box. Ambush out with it. A little piece outside from Chalban. Torrealba won't get through Alvarez. Rogers goes down to the gold line. Now Alvarez goes down on the lily pad, and that's the one that gets whistled.
You got to give Robbie the call there. Can't get away with those kind of shoulder throws. Just in middle of the field right there. Guy's coming at you full speed. You don't even move your feet to try to run with him. You just kind of throw him a little bit of a shoulder check. Got to call that every time.
113. Alvarez. Flores twisting against Williamson off the wall. Grable came crashing through. Ambush able to align as it's poked off the wall. It's Flores. Quito. Under a minute. Tied 1-1. O'Keefe trying to help Quito out. And Flores. And pirouettes back to Alvarez. We'll have Alex Bostavansky at halftime to catch you up on stats and news around the league. Stats, highlights, and more. Crane blocked by Chalba. Nice work by Paulo. Comes out to punch it as a hot air balloon dangerously toward the box. Quito on the take, 25.
Those
Quito
are the
can't do
moments
much with it.
that we talk about with Swanner. How does a guy like Ryan Quito break through? Just needs to have the intelligence and the awareness not to be dribbling himself into a four-man spot like that.
Under 10, Riley. Feet of Perez, jousted out. O'Keefe with 3, off of Javi Steinwasser. And that's all she wrote for the first 30 minutes at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Ambush get a goal from Torrealba. Wave get a goal from Sanchez. It's 1-1 on a snowy afternoon in the greater St. Louis area. I'm Joyce Anaboni, alongside my best friend, Matthew Rocchio. Another good friend of ours, Angela Sharp, is headed toward the Ambush bench. Angela Sharp is down there with Jamie Swanner, the goalkeeper of yesteryear for the St. Louis Ambush and the current assistant coach. The former 00, Jamie Swanner, down there with Angela Sharp on the Ambush bench.
Hey there, everybody. I am down here. We got to talk about the game. So far, pretty evenly matched. Let's talk about something you are excited that the Ambush is doing well today.
We're defending really well. We're behind the ball. We're moving the guys. You know, the guys are attacking the ball, and that's our most important part right now. So let's win the ball, and then we can attack and go score on them, I hope.
Look, he's got a whole system, and he's so soft-spoken. That's how you know they're dangerous. All right, I'm going to let you get back in there. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Jamie, and thanks to Angela. It's Pocket Aces at the Family Arena. We'll be back with the Ambush and the Wave after this on MASL TV.
Milwaukee Wave gear is here. I love that. I'll take that one. Oh, hey, the new soccer ball. Hey, Brad, I'm ready to check out here. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take one of these bags, too. How much, my friend? Ooh, okay, I got that. Right here in cold hard cash. What, is my money no good here? Oh, my gosh, I totally forgot Panther Arena is cashless. Ooh. What about my Educators Credit Union Milwaukee Wave debit card? Will that work here? Awesome. You too can get your very own Educators Credit Union Milwaukee Wave debit card. Go to any of the 23 locations across southeastern Wisconsin or visit ecu.com online. And you too can become a member. What's the problem here, Brad? What do you mean decline? Scan it again, please. Oh my goodness. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. Let's go Wave.
Shoot! He scores!
Alex Bastivansky here in our MASL studio. What's going on, everyone? Hope you had an incredible week. There's a lot that's gone down over the past few days. Let's take a look at that, plus at what's coming up in the league this week.
High into the air, they'll head it down. Amadi flipped over. Gerson! It is class. It is veteran leadership. And it is Gordy Gerson in his 12th year of MASL soccer.
Gordy Gerson supplied the winning goal for Utica City on Monday against Baltimore. Junior Pinal adding an insurance marker here as the Blues took down the Blast 4-2. And that was revenge from the day before. Look at that pass from keeper Julian Rodriguez to Kevon Frater for the one-time finish. Frater had a hat trick as the Blast took down UCFC 12-7. For the second straight weekend, San Diego traveled to the Midwest, this time to Milwaukee, an old-school MASL matchup between two of the league's winningest franchises. And for the second time this year, the Wave took down the Sockers convincingly 10-5. And this one, Alex Steinwasser named the game's first star. He had a goal plus 2 helpers. And then the next day, Kansas City traveled to Brew City. This is the opening kickoff, and it set a new record for the fastest goal in KC franchise history to start a game, as Chad Vandergrift scored 8 seconds in, and that set the tone as the Comets raced out to a 4-0 lead. The Wave just couldn't recover as Kansas City took it 7-5. 2 days prior, the Comets hosted Tacoma, and when it rains, it pours for the Stars. When they lose, they've usually lost big this season. Rion Marquez had 4 assists for KC as they cruised past Tacoma. 9-2 the final score. The St. Louis Ambush continue to turn heads this season as they hosted the Empire Strikers, and the Ambush improved to 5-3-2 on the season as they edge Empire behind 21 saves from keeper Apollo Nascimento. They have now won 3 of their last 4 games. But the Strikers rebounded the next day against Tacoma. It was just a rough weekend all around for the Stars. That is the game winner for Empire. It goes in off Logan Jones, who can't believe his bad luck. Empire edging Tacoma in a close one, 7-6. And congratulations to Drew Ruggles. This was one of the easiest goals you will ever score. A little tapping on the goal line against Milwaukee, but it was a huge goal nonetheless. That is Drew's 100th MASL tally. What a career he's had. Congratulations, Drew. Your scoring leader, Zach Reggett, continues to lead the way with 27 points. Marquez second, his teammate with 23. Jonatos Mello from Baltimore with 20. And then 2 members of the Milwaukee Wave tied with 19 points apiece, Alex Sanchez and Super Mario Alvarez. Your players of the week: in goal, Philip Eljamadu from the KC Comets. His teammate, Rian Marquez, getting the offensive nod. And defensively, Chad Porch from the Baltimore Blast. Let's start off with Rian Marquez. That goal right there was only tally of the weekend, but he had 6 points, 1 goal, 5 assists in 2 KC wins. Chad Porch from Baltimore getting it done defensively and especially offensively. He had 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists in the Blast win over UCFC. And look at this pass by Ejimadu right here. This is on the Marquez goal. Beautiful pass, though, all the way down the field. And he had 16 saves as well as that assist in the game. Time now for your plays of the week.
From the right side to the foot of Malsoni. Puts it on the top shelf.
Hansen did a great job to just take care of the ball. Found its way into a shooter's.
Hansen with a strike! What a goal! He levels it at 6-6.
Kicking off, KC moving it right to left in the blue and white uniforms. Zach Reggett right off the bat. Are you kidding? 8 seconds into the match.
Around the turn, right into the hands of Rodriguez. Frater in shot, goal! One touch by Frater off the distribution from Rodriguez. It's 3-0.
Powell turns it himself and gets the toe poke goal.
Maintaining the 2-goal advantage. Huff turning shot, score! Marquez, shot, out front, goal, he flicked it in, Nacho! What a goal by the veteran, Nacho Flores, and Edgimato picks it up. He's got a good arm, and he lobs it long. Marquez coming in, bouncing shot, and a goal.
Brilliant throw that time by Edgimato, and
I'm not sure Matthew Stafford could throw it any better.
And that's all the time we've got for this week's show. But just a reminder to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season. Be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
My dog Georgette was diagnosed with cancer. After her treatment, we would pass Chick-fil-A. I started seeing Mr. Bryan often. She would get her little treat of whipped cream.
We recognize each other, Georgette and I do. That particular day, Elaine pulls up. She said, Georgette is cancer-free.
I came around the corner with Georgette in my car, saw all the employees out there just like clapping and cheering. I started getting really emotional because I was just like, that's so nice.
We love all our customers that come through. This one just happens to have 4 legs. Congratulations, Georgette.
Snowing at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Ambush and Wave. White out there, green in here. Ambush tying the game on a goal from Torrealba late in the first after Sanchez struck early. Does feel like the Ambush should have 3, 4, maybe even 5 up on the scoreboard after 13 shots on goal.
You can say the same about Milwaukee. They've put a lot of goals across the face of Paolo, and so far none of them have been able to find the foot of a Wave player. There's a lot of goals that could have been had in this game. Very easily could be a 3-3, 4-3 game either way.
Ambush Wave about to start the next 30 minutes. Ambush have 2 wins in regulation this season, 5 overall. Well, we got here about 2 o'clock to beat some of the snow that's coming out even harder outside. Angela Sharp leading the crowd as the Ambush and the Wave. That was a bit of a rough start for St. Louis as Sanchez positively smashed that in the opening moments. But the Ambush were able to find their way back after Flores set up Sanchez. About 3.5 left in the first. Torrealba, good pressure on the ball. Martinez on the steal. Torrealba lets it rip past Banahene, who played just the first before being relieved by Perez for the second. Torrealba, the breakout star, has made it 1-1. We're back with the second half after this on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to MASL TV on YouTube, where you'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more.
Beautiful shot of the Gateway Arch. The greatest soccer city in America. Ambush of St. Louis hosting the Wave of Milwaukee. Ambush trying to freeze the Wave in this first of two matchups over today and tomorrow. Remember, 3 o'clock tomorrow in Milwaukee. Tom Wynn will have the call for you there. I'm Joey Zanaboni. Alongside me, my best friend, Matt Rocchio. Huff the stuff, eases it back, and Alvarez gets us going in this second 30 minutes. And once Huffman brings, he's been good, back to Alvarez, snuffed by Falzoni. Collected by Torrealba, once O'Keefe in transition, just BB's it past. Out to grab it with the feet was Perez. Bonahene watching, standing from the bench area. No warm-ups coming out of the halftime break for Bonahene. I think it's going to be Perez the rest of the way. And Flores back to Alex Steinwasser. Oh, Paulo! Cast a Willie Nelson impersonator in an ancient Babylon exhibit. Let's get stoned. Wave control back on their side of the field. The score still tied 1-1.
I really like that one.
You're a history buff. I thought you
I
might.
really liked that one. Yeah, that was, any Babylon reference will get me every time.
Slouching toward Babylon. No, that's not right. It's slouching toward Bethlehem.
There you go.
Here comes Torrealba.
See if you can put this between the Tigris and Euphrates.
Falzoni knocked down by Perez. I don't think he handled that great. Alex Steinwasser bails him out. Torrealba trying to pick it off the wall. And Flores disrupted. De Silva says, you know what? Let's just get it over to Paulo. And Paulo coming off that great sliding save. Using Martinez. And stolen away by Javi. Javi Steinwasser sent by Flores. Gates catches up quick. John has it stolen away by Javi. Repays the favor. They still go at it on the wall. Cristo gets in on the action. Correa plays it back to the center circle 2 minutes into this third. Still tied at aces.
Going to get very used to some low-scoring games in the Family Arena this season, Joey, but you never know when it can break out, especially between this Ambush and Wave squad. Again, the Wave more dangerous by almost 2 goals a game on the road than they are at home. 5.5 at home, 7.5 almost per game away, just 1 through this first half tonight.
Cristo, heel helicopter, Berger in transition, got pushed from behind by Javi Steinwasser, never able to control it. With Steinwasser and Grable on the defense.
I think Steinwasser, I think we can call that a veteran play, because if he has possession of the ball, it's undoubtable that that push gets called, and the Ambusher sitting pretty here with a nice free kick. But I think because the ball was a little loose, no clear possession, Greg Briggs gets away with a good hold there on Huffman. Speaking of calls being missed and players participating in a little bit of the dark arts.
And Keto sends it to the fans in front of the Salmon Contractors sign. It's Mike DeSilva, the former Ambush man, who comes to the ball. Mike D lays it back. Sanchez tries to get it through the forest. It's off Teal last, and Milwaukee set up well. Corner kick.
Would be impressive for the Wave if they can win a low-scoring game, something they haven't done very often this year. Had to win a lot by outscoring a high number by the opponent. But tonight, could just be 2 or 3 that gets them those coveted 3 points.
Sanchez's smash. Once again, last off the Ambush. Alvarez sets up, same corner.
Paulo directing traffic. Got a good setup here, but Steinwasser does have positioning on Briggs. Will Falzone be enough to stop that pass? Little pick there by Steinwasser, trying to set up, I think that's Flores down there in the middle.
Berger stuck the boot in on the service from Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yuri tries to force it out against Sanchez.
Berger did a good job getting in the lane there, but a nice little play setup by Marcio Leite. Opening some space for Flores in the middle. Here's a chance for Yuri.
Briggs able to tow it forward to him. Riley loses his feet of his own accord. Falzone almost makes something of it.
Yeah,
Flores maintains possession.
Even the Ferrari can blow a tire every once in a while. Flores is calling for it deep right now off screen. Williamson had left him wide open, but Wave did not connect in time.
Javi Steinwasser. Flores against Williamson. Had a hand in his face, it looked like. No whistle from Shane Butler's crew.
Robbie.
Flores goes down.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was going to say, what do we... The quick
just
change
looked like that
from the Wave.
Yeah. The
Look at they were running back on defense. I was like, how are we calling this against the Wave? That's clearly Rob Williamson getting a little bit too much in there.
Kristen O'Keefe on a 2-man wall with 11:11 left in the third. We're tied 1-1. Sanchez, no space thanks to O'Keefe. Alvarez, the orchestrator. Alex Steinwasser leaves it for him. Alvarez cleans some glass wide. Huffman can't control for long. Cristo with Williamson running ahead of him. Big Rob corner. Off the wall wanted Robbie. Drifts through Gates. Gates trying to get it into Cristo. Rejected before it could get there by Stuart Grable. Martinez with 10:36 left in this third. Torrealba creeps it forward. Torrealba left foot. Get in there, baby! Daniel Torrealba! Ambush lead!
Beautiful shot there, Torrealba. Now back from that right side. He's on the side he loves on the left. Why does he love it? Usually it's because he can cut it onto his right foot, but this time he goes outside foot again, Joey. What an incredible goal from Torrealba. Upper 90 on the left side. He went upper 90 on the right side with the right foot the other side. A truly two-footed maestro, putting the Ambush up 2-1 almost on his own in this evening's game.
And he'll toss the Siteman Cancer Center souvenir ball that he signed to a lucky fan. Ambush on top for the first time today. And Martinez credited with the apple. Torrealba on the goal. De Silva forces this into the corner. Flores made an interesting round. Paulo. Will battling Larson Rogers for it. Rogers sneaks back in front of him and goes down against the board hard. Will is saddled with the foul. He's
hurt.
And Larson Rogers, after a hard crash, a lot of fans are asking for the first blue card of this game. Pace has been so brisk, I don't think we're going to see it.
He might have hurt his arm. He's holding it now. Looks like he's all good. Nothing too long-lasting, but it was a tough shot into the boards. Yeah, he's good.
Will still pressuring the ball as Rogers plays it crossfield to Paulo. Downfield toward Rob. Crane gets in the way. Yuri. Falzone. Grable challenges. Williamson just inside the gold line. Correa trying to ram it away.
A lot of double number jerseys out here for the Wave. I don't like that for the Ambush, Joey.
Jalban.
0-0, 44-88. There's too much symmetry happening right now.
Hey, you put 2 zeros on top of each other. It's the number 8. That's
I was going to go. You go 0-0, add 44, then add 44. 0-0, 44-88. I'm telling you, it's freaking me out.
Rogers. Oh, Jalbad blocked by Will. And who did this go off of last? It's going to go the Ambush this way. It's off the Wave.
Man, we don't say Chalbad's name a lot on these Ambush broadcasts because he's just so solid. He's the offensive lineman of the group. We only say his name every once in a while when he touches the ball, but he doesn't make mistakes. He's always where he needs to be. He's a perfect backline player for an Ambush team that's based around pressing and getting forward. So you need to have that safety valve back there at times. And Chalbad this entire season has been such a solid safety valve for this Ambush side.
Falzone. Grable on the defense.
Good
Smashes
setup
off
there.
the wall. It's stolen by Alex Steinwasser.
Yeah, you saw Colin O'Keefe coming there on the undercutting run underneath Falzone. You had Yuri up top. Beautiful little run there. Nice try to connect from Falzone, but honestly, better job reading it by the Wave defense.
And Falzone pocket knives down Correa. And with 8:50 to go, Wave control on their half. It's 2-1 Ambush. Torrealba on the go-ahead goal. Huffman smashes it into Williamson. Jeckled down by Cristo. Peloton out. Kept in the Ambush zone. Mike Howell on the header around the center circle. It's Javi Steinwasser playing at crossfield.
It has felt like the Wave have had much longer possessions than the Ambush, and yet Ambush 16 shots on goal to just 10 by the Wave.
Alex Steinwasser heading toward Huffman. Good defense by Williamson. Pops up toward Cristo. Howell got a piece again. And in the middle by Alex. O'Keefe unicorns it to the wall. Javi Steinwasser trying to force it through, and it's O'Keefe pursued to the cane sign by Huffman.
And Joey
wins it back.
I think if we asked Marcio Leite about that discrepancy in shots on goal right now, he would point to exactly what he expected, which is the Ambush are going to try to win this game in transition. If they win this game, it's because they're being successful in transition. He knew that they were going to win, the long possession of the ball game, but he would be pretty disappointed that they've done that and haven't been able to take away the transition threat of the Ambush. So far, both those goals by Torrealba coming in a little bit of a flow state of the game.
If he had a latte with Leite, I bet he'd have a lot to say. Foam of that latte slurped up by Paulo.
Nicely done.
He'll be the one to take it out of the coffee shop. Next break will probably be our media timeout. Paulo hoisting.
Good handle by Kido.
Torrealba tries to help him out. Williamson.
Overloading the left side with Kido and Torrealba. Just so much speed and skill. He's going to switch over to the right side now. Cleared out for Torrealba.
Stamps it toward Kido.
Came crashing
Wave
back
trying
through.
to twist it out with Hodgson. Ambush keep it penned. Kido working hard against 2 gold jerseys. De Silva comes over with Hodgson. Only gets as far as Berger.
A more settled possession here for the Ambush. Same old, same old. Can Torrealba break down a man and puts him on net?
Torrealba trying to get it through the forest floor.
Yeah,
popped off Berger and Alvarez claims it. Down he goes against Kido with 6:29 left in the third. Not time for the media timeout quite yet. Sanchez.
They got to watch some of this fouling. It's just been a little bit too egregious. Not really having to make the officials work to call these ones.
Well, like you said, with the snow coming down like it is, probably better for a quick game.
I'm supportive of it.
Teams are headed up the highway to visit Milwaukee for a 3 p.m. till tomorrow. Correa looking to corkscrew it into Crane. Berger tosses it over the side. Sanchez picks it up. Sanchez trying to drag, flicks it toward Crane. And Falzone disrupts down deep. And Falzone lasering. Rogers. Perez out of his goal. Berger karate kicks it, but floats it.
I love what
high.
Berger's thinking, though, Joey. I love the attempt.
Torrealba has scored. Ambush up 2-1. This is the Ambush in the Wave on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider for the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
Good game on our hands. Ambush Wave. Ambush up by 1 with 5:45 left in the third. Roll out is a roll back from Perez. Alex Steinwasser looking to link with Huffman. Easy take for Briggs, and now O'Keefe. O'Keefe breaking toward the goal. Bit of a long touch. Thwarted by Perez. Javi Steinwasser, Alex Steinwasser. The brothers connecting in the middle of the field. Give over Alvarez. Javi. Huffman not able to do much with that. On the rug went Briggs. Joey Z and Matt Rocchio here for you at the Family Arena. And tomorrow these teams in Milwaukee. Ambush next back at home on February the 7th. A lot of great stuff going on in that game. Javi Steinwasser with De Silva crashing to the back post. Narrowly misses. De Silva windows it toward Paulo. Paulo.
There's something about that first goal being about Alex Sanchez.
Yuri.
Chalbot up front now.
Got it through even though De Silva was clawing him.
Letting another go to Alex Sanchez is one thing, but if one of the Steinwashers are able to tag in, you got to feel good if you're in Milwaukee because you don't have your offensive punch. So if you can get the ancillary pieces around Alvarez and around Sanchez to actually score one or two, with how low scoring this game has been, you start feeling really good that number 80 can take over for just one quarter and change this game in your favor.
Cristo held off by Alvarez, looking to work in from the flank. Drop back to Torrealba. Torrealba wants another! It was deflected at the source and just frisbees wide to the far post.
Tell you what, he is just on a heater, Joey. He wants the hat
Finds
trick.
Cristo! Gates!
Oh!
Too high. Huffman header back, and Perez keeps his toes in the box as he leaps out to grab it.
That's just, the helium comes into play, Joey, at the worst possible time.
Ambush have had better chances than Milwaukee today, that's for sure. Lead at just 1 as Flores tries to make space. Torrealba forcing him back. Ambush out shooting at half, 13-6 this Milwaukee team. Sanchez bangs it around Martinez. Williamson there to blow out the candle. Graybull trying to relight it. Williamson tracks it in the corner. Randy Martinez who set up Torrealba's goal. To the Gates. 2 Wave guys crash into each other as Williamson turns the tide in the other direction. Gates forward Torrealba just inside the goal. Torrealba hits it off goal. Correa gets a piece. Thied by Quito. Emergence from Flores. Quito goes down in front of them, and they go down together.
Jamie Swanner told us that those battles along the wall were going to be a big deal against this Milwaukee team. They fight hard on the wall there, and Flores and Correa got to be 2 of the biggest fighters on this team. Woo, he was not giving up that possession at all, Joey. Climbing over Quito to keep possession if he had to.
And Correa on the wall. He'll restart it. Sanchez, fronted by the red boots of Larson Rogers. Sanchez.
See, I wouldn't put Larson Rogers out there. Alex Sanchez, the proverbial bull with the horns. You don't want to start playing Matador with him with a guy out there in red shoes who's in his 7th career game.
Morrison wanted Huffman, who shoved Briggs
Oh,
off the wall.
no.
Polo, but luckily Morrison can't control it.
Remember, the ball dies a lot easier off the glass than it does off the actual wall. Polo mishitting that one almost cost the Ambush a goal. The ricochet off the wall would have been another 10, 15 feet, but because it came off the glass, which obviously has a little give to it, so it doesn't, you don't get the ricochet power off the glass as much, that almost completely ruined the Ambush this afternoon.
Quito knocked down Sanchez. Sanchez heard the whistle, immediately got up with the ball, said that's the restart. And the referee in crew says, actually go ahead and put it down in front of the bench. There was plenty of protests on the Ambush bench. James Thomas right there. Guy who scratched in this for the Ambush.
Still such a loyal teammate. He's always on the bench no matter what. Not the most vocal guy out here in the media, but you can see James Thomas during games. Very vocal player within the locker room, on the bench, and those kind of things.
De Silva swarmed by Varela. Perez.
Just one of the best stories we've ever gotten to cover here with James Thomas for unfortunate reasons, really. Just fighting through the Achilles return. He's struggling as a striker, or as a forward, so they say, hey, what if we move you to the defense? He says, yeah, sure, I'll do it, whatever we need. And unfortunately, this year comes back and another injury has shortened his time. And a real bummer considering just how much of an incredible story he is. So good for the Ambush as a player, as a leader.
Thomas is special. Varela and Berger couldn't crochet that together. Will off the wall with $1.20 left in the change jar. 3rd stanza. Ambush 2, Wave 1. Alex Steinwasser trying to cut inside against Yuri. Goes down O'Keefe. Off the wall, Falzoni. Somehow wands it to Berger. Forward, Yuri. Oh, yeah, baby! Riley Yuri! Jamming things in like a rainbow trout in the office laminating machine. Outside of the boots.
Joey, that might be the best multiplayer passing we have seen in our now, 4 or 5 years on this broadcast? Absolutely incredible work by the entire Ambush team, but obviously Riley Yuri dribbling the goaltender. He gets Perez down on the ground. At that point, you have to win that as a striker. We didn't have it in the highlight, but man, the passing to open that up, that's the one thing the Ambush have really missed over the last 4 or 5 years, is that their inability to open up teams with multiplayer passing like they did there. The pressure was there. They passed away from the pressure. And then what did they have? A wide open Riley Yuri 1v1. An incredible team play by the Ambush to put them ahead by 2 goals.
Well, the Ambush feeling good now. First multi-goal lead of the afternoon. Berger to Yuri.
Second career assist for Berger. Congratulations to him.
He's now a double Berger.
Hey-oh.
Torrealba stopped on the way out. Huffman's down to the top of the arc. And they'll stop it 4 out. Well, Ambush weren't happy with that, but I think they're starting to realize the situation as Gates gives a piece of his mind to the referee and crew. It's led today by Shane Butler.
I think their comment might have been that the Huffman had been down for a little bit and they didn't stop the ball when the Wave had possession.
That's a good point.
As soon as the Ambush turned them over and looked like they might have a breakout, that's when the whistle was blown. I don't disagree with the official calling it there, but I think the Ambush's point was that it maybe should have come when the Wave had possession.
Huffman being checked on by the athletic training staff. We've got action for you at the Family Arena on February the 7th. The Ambush are going to hang a banner. We've got great promos coming up, including the retirement of legend Mark Moser's jersey on February 7th. We've got a bobblehead giveaway on February 21st, Star Wars Night on March 1st, and the annual mascot game on March 7th. Find out more at stlambush.com. That's going to be a special one for so many reasons. Mark Moser going up with Slobo, Daryl Duran, and Jamie Swanner, as well as that NPSL championship banner that he helped win just over 30 years ago for the city of St. Louis. He's a frequent contributor on our broadcasts. Congrats to Mark. We look forward to having you here with us for Mark Moser Night at the Family Arena. We'll also be giving away Mark Moser posters, courtesy of KTRS, the first 1,000 at that game.
Huffman reaching out for a tackle with his right leg, but I think it might have been as he rubs his left leg there. I think his left leg might have got caught under him as he was reaching out with his right leg to make a play on the ball. I think he got a little bit of a twist there, potentially a hyperextension of the knee. That's what's going to look like it's going to take him out at least for a little bit here. Gingerly on that left leg is, again, looks what seems to be the injury. And the little hand motion there seems to kind of tell you what happened as he's going to go back into the tunnel there. You saw him bring up his finger and kind of make a little bending motion towards one of the teammates who asked him what happened, it looked like.
Tough stuff for Huff.
And tough stuff for the Wave, who continue to lose players to injury.
Breno's out, Ian Bennett, Ricardo Carvalho. Ricardo is another piece of this attack that's missing so many. And talking to Leite before the game, he said, you know, because of these injuries, we're basically going to roll out the same lineup tomorrow in Milwaukee. This is not exactly the A lineup for the Wave, but it gives the Ambush an even better chance to maybe sweep this 2-game twin bill home and away for the Ambush and leapfrog the Wave in the standings after a Cristo foul. Correa with less than 5, just tries his luck. De Silva hits it off the back of Crane. Ambush maybe catch a break there, as the Wave aren't able to get any closer. 3-1 St. Louis. This is the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV.
Get ready to make unforgettable memories with your little ones at Elmo's Got the Moves. The all-new Sesame Street live show coming to your neighborhood. You'll be out of your seat and dancing along with Elmo, Abby, Cookie Monster, and their furry friends. May 3rd, the Family Arena. Tickets available at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. An experience you and your child will treasure long after the final song. Elmo's Got the Moves. See you on Sesame Street.
This is automatic. This is automatic.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Think the refs missed one? Find out on Under Review with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich, the MASL's most controversial show. Catch it every Friday on MASL TV on YouTube.
Ambush in position. 3-1 as we start the final frame of the game. Paulo has been in there the whole time. Perez has been in there for 2/3 of the time after relieving Banahene. The Ambush have been in the back of the net 3 times so far. Twice in the third quarter to break a 1-1 tie we had at half.
Going to be a very interesting final frame here in this fourth quarter. Ambush defense has obviously been extremely solid now a couple of games in a row.
O'Keefe almost makes them pay right out of the gate.
They held down the Strikers. Now they're holding down the Wave to just 1 goal each late into these games. That'll be a good possession and a chance for the Wave to restart, but really just got to come away so impressed with what the Ambush defense has been able to do against every team really not named the Comets. Obviously against the Tacoma Stars on the road, defense slips up, went down early and never was able to recover, but they have turned over the last 6-7 games, they have turned the Family Arena into something of a fortress, Joey.
Sure have. Ambush have played well. You even look at something like that loss on New Year's Eve to, right before New Year's Eve to the Comets. That was when the Ambush went to a shootout. A team that's
could have used a little more offense that day.
Found it difficult to win in regulation this season. Could be going for back-to-back regulation wins this year. Torrealba! Flush it like he's been over. Serve free samples at an Aquafina Expo event. It's a hat trick for Torrealba. And the Ambush lead by 3.
This cold out, we got to call it a toque trick for Torrealba because we got to keep the ears warm. He's staying hot, might not need earmuffs or anything. Torrealba, 1 with the left foot, 2 with the right foot. Each time he's done it with the outside foot on the respective flank. All 3 times he's absolutely cooked the goaltender. This time, though, it's Perez who takes the beating to his right side. An unbelievable shot. And decision by Torrealba, put it right in the corner. 2 in the top corners, 1 in the bottom so far. That's how we get the hat trick from Torrealba. What a game from one of the newest Ambush and easily the biggest difference maker in this season.
And Torrealba, who had the winner against this Wave team, has Ambush up 4-1. Varella's pass behind Cristo after a Williamson foul. And Cristo playing it back toward Big Rob. It drifts through between him and Gates. Back to Paulo. Ambush have hit a crossbar in this game, have had better chances in the Wave, and now the quality of play is starting to show on the scoreboard as the Ambush have opened up a treble advantage. Flores nowhere to go. Tulip cut by Cristo. Got to finish strong. Varela trying to see to that, goes to the floor. He and Gates have it ping out to Sanchez. Sanchez cut off by Berger. Varela strings it forward. Javi Steinwasser gets his cardio. 13-20 between the Ambush and a win against our rivals, the Wave. That would move the Ambush to 6-3-2 overall this season. Get them within 2 points of this Wave squad.
And Geraldo Perez is more offensively inclined as a goalkeeper. The ability to come up, the ability to get some assists. He's got 1 this season as well. More offensively inclined than William Banahene. So do we see them start pushing him up more? Do we see an early hook for the 6th attacker? Only 1 goal in the first 3 quarters here by the Wave. It's not like the offense is really on pace to be able to score 3 in this quarter. They got to do something to befuddle this Ambush defense, and maybe it is Geraldo Perez stepping up more as an outlet in the attack. At this point, what's the risk? Your offense is not doing it one-on-one. Are they that confident that Alex Sanchez and company can open up this ambush defense?
And Crane can't open it up there. Instead plays it back toward Alvarez. Out of the circle, swishes it to Correa. Alvarez picked by Correa on Kido.
Yeah, a
and
little
that was
aggressive
obvious.
there. Little aggressive on the pick. You gotta be a little bit more
judicious.
I was just gonna say, sneaky.
That'll work too.
It can't
Cunning.
be that egregious of a pick. It's got to be a little sneakier. Great basketball play, but unfortunately, the Billikens were in action last night.
And blew out St. Bonaventure.
I tell you what.
Up in upstate New York, right?
Didn't they ever, Joey?
We're up by like 27, 12 minutes into the game.
Look at you. The exact
Shout out to St. Louis Post-Dispatch beat writer Tom Timmerman, who also covers St. Louis in this area on that.
It was 40 to 13 early. Really good game.
And shout out to Rammer, Bob Ramsey. Saw he was up there with Earl and calling the game.
St. Louis teams, a lot of good luck lately, although not always when it's on the ice.
Teams.
Yeah, college teams.
Soccer made the Final Four, men's soccer.
Yeah.
Prior to this season, the women's soccer team at St. Louis U had won the conference 7 straight times. They still had a good year, did not win the conference, but
spoiler alert for you out there, Mizzou had a buzzer-beating win in basketball today in overtime. So, I mean, right now, the St. Louis teams, the local squads, again, apart from the hockey club, feeling themselves pretty good right now. And we don't talk about preseason scores in soccer either, so we'll just continue to talk about it.
Another
It's all
soccer
going
team
well.
that had a preseason game today, but who cares? It's just preseason, right?
Exactly. Look at this, a 4-1 victory for the Ambush, mostly thanks to 3 incredible goals from Torrealba.
Burger! Objection to bar and post.
How about them giving the young gun the opportunity to bang one into the upper 90? All the other people on this roster.
That would have been a smash goal. It was a smash either way. Hit it off the upper 90. Pink, and it looks like Milwaukee wants a timeout with 11:25 to go in this fourth quarter. The Ambush and the Wave today at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Remember, the Ambush are back here on February 21st. The Ambush are hosting a game day clinic that Saturday, February 21st. Prior to the game, for $75, you can get a ticket to the game, a soccer clinic run by professional Ambush players, and a T-shirt. $75 includes all taxes and fees. Sign up at stlambush.com. February 7th, February 21st, March 1st, March 7th. The next 4 home games for an Ambush team that leads 4-1.
I wonder if this was a Wave timeout and how much they're discussing the strategy of Geraldo Perez. I see no 6th jersey yet being pulled out. Again, 11:25 left would be a little early, Joey. But down 3 goals, you got to start thinking about something. I would expect maybe the 5th or 6th minute here as, look at the shots on goal disparity there, almost double by the Ambush. Goaltenders playing well. Just right now, the game very clearly, the big Mo, if you will, in favor of the team from St. Louis.
Ambush out shooting the Wave on goal, 19-10. 5 block shots each side. Ambush have had a good grip on the game, though we were the team that fell behind initially. Goal by Sanchez. Responded to, and then some, for an Ambush team that's gotten a hat trick from Daniel Torrealba and a single goal from Riley Urey. You were talking about a 6th attacker entering early. I know who's a big fan of that. Eric Bergrud, one of the voices of the KC Comets. He's tweeting at us saying, not all heroes wear capes. Have a great call, Joey Zana and Rock STL.
He did say that this is perfect MASL weather this weekend.
Perfect indoor soccer weather.
I very
That's
much
right.
disagree with him on that one.
Well, I'm sure he's cozy in front of the fire.
And Eric Vasos, as we always do here in the Midwest, him being the man who relayed the weather news to people, I'm going to blame him for the exact weather.
Nick Vasos, yeah.
How dare you, Vasos?
He is
what
the
did you doom us with?
Man who controls all the weather.
Congratulations to Eric Berger, by the way. He was honored over in the other
Vasos,
side of the state.
It was Vasos'
Oh, was it Vasos? My
day, yeah,
apologies.
off of De Silva here. Paulo pops it out of bounds, and they had Nick Vasos' day.
Whole day!
30 years with KC Comets.
Look at that. He got a whole day. Good for him. He deserves it.
Does the weather, does it well.
Well, not very happy with him right now. Guess we're not supposed to blame the weather, people.
That's right. Don't send the angry letters.
We save our angry letters for the Comets for their team, not for the weather around their city.
We're supposed to get a little more than KC, I think, right? Snow-wise. Falzone.
Usually they usually get the worst end of the stick from the weather.
They do.
Yeah, because
more snow.
It picks up a lot of intensity and it dumps it all on them for the most part. We usually get off on
just flat land.
Easy street.
Doesn't break up the wind.
Yep.
Varilla.
I don't care how true it is. I'm not going to dispute it, Joey.
Nor will I. Paulo, crossfield from Williamson.
Kansas City really is rolling this season. I mean, and considering, Nicolau Neto has been such a consistent player for them. The fact that they've gone away from him, gone to Ejimadu, and he's the best goaltender in the league right now, at least shot-stopping goaltender. Obviously, I know our friends over in Empire will fight that delineation with what Roscoe's been doing for them. But, the best shot-stopping goaltender in the league in Ejimadu, they, Leo Gibson, Stefan Stokic takes over. So many changes with the Comets, but they've just been so consistent, so dangerous, so dominant at points of this season.
They won the I-70 series against us. Perez.
They sure did.
Misses back post Sanchez. Staples it through. The scoop by Quito. Alvarez disrupts. Ricochets over to Varela. Push past to Quito. Off the wall. Gates. Comets forward. Off the glass. Varela! Unicorn horn. Jabs it in, and they ambush. Inflate the lead to 5-1.
Another incredible team passing game. This time, though, it's pure arena. It's Wallace scorer, baby. First, you get Kidu playing it off the wall to John Gates. John Gates then plays it off the far wall, and then it's Varela coming in with the header right over the outstretched hands of Perez. You got to give credit, though, to Kidu and Gates, both of them playing the ball off the wall. The youngest players on this roster making the most veteran moves, using their surroundings, using the arena to make these crazy passes that you wouldn't be able to make in the open field. It's the spirit of the game. It's what's been holding the ambush back. They've embraced it, and now they're winning games big.
Total control for the ambush. 5 straight goals. Gates sets up Varela, who heads it in. And the ambush seemingly will head out into the crazy, almost blizzard-like weather with a W tonight against Milwaukee. Alvarez says we're not done yet. Rocket shot wide. Perez might as well be up here.
Yeah, why? Again, I thought it was a little bit of a mistake from Marcial Liete. And again, this is a man who knows way more about the sport than I do, considering how long he's played it. But it just seemed like a little bit of a risk, down 4-1, to still just be giving the ambush a 5v5 game. You have the ability to do it, whether it's the goaltender or the sixth attacker. There's no reason not to pull that plug.
Alvarez too high.
And then here's the thing, and this is why waiting for that fifth goal is such a bad idea, because now
Water falls it over Perez. Falzone almost sneaks by.
Look at how far ahead Perez is playing right now. They're having to then over-risk the extra play instead of being able to just to have the time to win 6-on-5 consistently and get 2 or 3 goals.
Rogers on the steal, rewarded from Torrealba. Rogers off the wall. Push from behind against Chalbad. No whistle. Rogers tries to reclaim against Flores, who garbage disposes it back to that keeper, Perez. Alvarez with less than 8.5 to go here. Jogging forward with it, Javi Steinwasser. Still have not had a blue card in this game. Perez once again pulled all the way up down the right side, from the Salmon side. Lets loose near post, smashes it to Rogers. Rogers eyeing the goal. Got sandwiched by Sanchez and Javi Steinwasser. Torrealba trying to spring forward toward Quito. Quito trying to win against Alvarez as the keeper gets back. And Alvarez ultimately in the referee's crease, able to merge with it. And Flores held up by Williamson. Larson tries to help through the box side of it. Paulo disrupts. A little controversy as De Silva went down in front of Paulo. De Silva wants the call, and a whistle will stop play. Well, there's a challenge flag on the field. Wave wanting to foul or more as De Silva went down to the green mattress. About halfway through the 4th. Ambush up by 4. Big call coming. We're going to our Window World Review.
Should be interesting to see what they come down here quick, though.
Milwaukee's challenging for a potential blue card in the area.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the answer.
Shane Butler going over to the video screen. First video review we've had today.
And we get to peek down right into it. Great job by our camera crew. Giving us a little overhead shot, see what they're seeing here.
Thanks to John and Andy up on the cameras just out to our left.
Here's the replay we're taking a peek at here. As De Silva falls to the ground there.
And De Silva was hot under the collar.
I don't know if this is going to be a blue card. I just don't know if it's a definitive enough proof there to be a blue card at any point in this play, Joey.
Yeah, that was Chalbot who was staving him and going against him with his back turned. Paulo, I don't think, touched him as he came out to try to get that loose. Torrealba came through with a chisel and helped get it away. Ambush.
After
Wave.
review, we do not have a penalty. However, we do have enough of a foul at the top of the arc. Milwaukee retains their challenge.
Wow.
So there's a foul at the top of the arc, according to Shane Butler. And that is what will keep the challenge flag in the hands of Leite. So they don't lose their challenge, but there wasn't enough for a blue card. That's interesting.
I mean, there was a lot in there, but I'm surprised it still came to that point. Now, again, 5-1, 7:44 left to play.
I think what he meant, I think it was a foul against Chalbot, but they're just moving the ball to the top of the arc. So there wasn't a separate foul at the top of the arc. So I translate here a little bit for Shane, but not a blue card.
The officials don't need your advocacy, Joey.
They don't. I'm just saying it's like when I was working security at Great Clips. I'd bring a hatchet. They'd say, "Come on, he can't be splitting hairs." 7:44 left in the fourth. Ambush up by 4. Media timeout. Ahead of the restart for Milwaukee. This is the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Final half a quarter, 7:44 between the Ambush and a 5-1 win over the Milwaukee Wave. 3 eyeing it on the restart at the top of the bow and arrow. Who will it be for a Wave team in search of a goal?
I have a feeling.
Alvarez and Javi Steinwasser over it. Sanchez, that was deflected in front and takes an ambush bounce off the heels.
He couldn't believe that he got in the way of that shot. That is an unfortunate way for that set piece to go. You run through the dummy and then you put yourself exactly on the spot that Alex Sanchez is going to try to put in what could have been a math-changing goal for the team. Just no breaks in their favor tonight for the Wave. They're without 3 of their best players for long periods of time. Then they come in here, they lose Huffman, they lose Bonahene. They're taking shots after shots and can't get a win.
Ooh, smashed by their goalie Perez, testing Paulo. Dolphins to the top of the wall. And let's see how they rule on this. Should be a test for Shane Butler and his crowd. And there's a challenge flag on the field again. Again, Milwaukee just kept its challenge. And so now they're going to challenge the spot of the ball as it went out. Now they're letting Shane know, all right, we threw the challenge flag on the field. Come on. This red handkerchief doesn't mean anything. And it might not. We're not guaranteed to go to the video review. Leite is mad on the bench.
Leite all the way up on the boards, calling for the officials on this play. Clearly, he's wants to talk about something. A lot of wild gesticulating from everyone involved. Leite clearly mad about something down to his right side.
All right, I guess he says he can have a look, perhaps, if that's what you really want.
Milwaukee has challenged something that is not in the rules of the challenge, so Milwaukee's lost their challenge.
Or not. They're taking the challenge flag away. All right.
Oh, you always hate to see when that happens. Marcio Leite does not like that call. And he said he wasn't in good enough shape, Joey, to get back onto the field. And so the tinge to be the athlete again has not hit him yet. But that might be the closest we've ever seen as he's up on the boards trying to get that challenge call in.
De Silva was in deep. Varela going against him. Ball takes a wave bounce this time. It's set up in the corner. And the Wave will try to get going from there. Alvarez hits it hard and hits it in on the inside of the post.
That's one of the crazier goals you'll ever see.
Indoor Soccer Olympico for Mario Alvarez. Makes it 5-2.
No angle. All you got to do, like a 7-10 split, is kick it off the inside edge. And that's exactly what he did. Picks up both the 7 and the 10 on that one. What a shot from Alvarez. And again, the math changes. Still 650 just to get 3 goals. Completely different than that 4th goal. How far does Perez play up once they get the ball back? That'll be a big question.
Briggs dollops it toward Gates. We're a little under 7 minutes to go on a snowy afternoon in the St. Louis area. Ambush Wave tightens up a bit. Gates takes it away from Correa. Yuri. Cristo waits for things to develop. Give Gates. Softly done. Little flare caught easily by Perez.
And you got to give some credit to the ambush. And if we had to look at the shifts for Robbie Cristo, it's been lower than usual because they've been defending a lot in their own side of the field, and they've been in a lot of transition moments for the attack. And neither of those are the strong moment for Robbie Cristo. Great man management off the bench tonight by the ambush coaching staff, without Donnie Alberti as well.
Just Jeff Locker and Jamie Swanner on the bench. The ambush this evening.
Have managed it perfectly tonight. Donnie usually a huge part of those kind of calls on the bench. So without him, without Will Eske, ambush still getting the most out of this team. Really impressive effort in a snowy night in St. Louis where not everyone was able to make it.
Just wide of the near post. Now Flores. And Flores catapults one into the back of the net. So Milwaukee pulls within 2 with about 5.5 to go in regular play. Perez, the one to start it, and Flores traces it back toward the top of the arc, and his goal flung home, the 3rd different goal scorer for the Wave. Looks like this is going to be restarted again in the center circle. Christo and co. It's Robbie and Larson Rogers up at the top for the ambush. Chalban's out there, Torrealba back. He's the one to launch forward to Christo out there with Williamson as well. Robbie bungee jumps it into the hands of the keeper. And Correa the recipient. Wave looking for a comeback victory before a long drive back to their place tomorrow. Well, pardon, today for a game tomorrow. Javi Steinwasser. Roller for Alvarez. And it looked like there were 6 men on the field for...
We have a 2-man bench penalty to Milwaukee. Too many men.
There you go.
There it is. A little bit too close to the dashed line there for Milwaukee.
Ambush will be the beneficiaries on the first power play of the afternoon. Wave still trying to get an explanation as we drizzle under 5 minutes to play. Remember, the Wave are out of challenge flags. They wanted the positioning of a restart that was granted after the ball went out of bounds on the wall. They wanted it moved to the top of the arc, and they argued themselves into losing the challenge flag because they were trying to challenge something that could not be challenged. And Crane's going to have to find the nest. Kyle Crane, finally the guy that they say, get across the field, get into the penalty box.
Yellow card's been issued to Milwaukee's bench for delay of game.
And now a yellow card to boot to the guys in yellow.
Oof. Not the fourth frame you'd want from them, as they've made it a close game here. Chucked it down to 2, but now some unfortunate calls go against them, and they put themselves behind the 8 ball. Potentially the ambush have a chance here, Joey, to put them back on 3. And again, the time slowly becoming an enemy for the Wave. Those 2 quick goals, though, completely changed everything. And to make the mistake of the 6th man, then to compound it with another yellow card, not the best way to execute a comeback. Neither is that, though, to keep a lead.
Well, they were down 5-1, made it 5-3. Now the Wave seemingly crashing. Paulo. Heavy pressure in our end. Williamson to Torrealba. Martinez, who's got a game winner here this year. Stolen by Alex Steinwasser with Javi up top. Alex tries to curl in and gets tripped down by Martinez.
And Leite has 1 goal for the next 4 minutes, other than his team scoring, which is he's not going to give these officials a quiet moment.
Well, he's got 1 goal. He needs 2 goals to tie this up.
As they, every play now, Leite is gesticulating wildly, 1 foot up on the from the bench as well. He's just about ready to jump on the pitch. If we hadn't talked to him before the game, Joey, and he reassured us that he hadn't had any of those moments, I think he'd be waiting to run out there right now.
Wasn't all that long ago he was playing, right?
Yeah, not too long ago.
He's replacing Giuliano Oliviero, a good friend of ours, longtime coach of the Wave. This is the first time in our 5 years that Jules has not been the head man on the bench for Milwaukee. That's off the foot and off the face of Correa. Gives it back to the ambush, who really have put together zilch on this power play so far. A lot of time penned in this end. Paulo. Martinez outside. Torrealba can't jackknife it forward. Stolen by Correa. Javi Steinwasser trying to let it fly. Martinez goes to the turf to block it. Stu Grable off the equator. He ends up slipping and sliding down to the floor, courtesy of some teal. Briggs picks up the foul. Less than a minute to go on the power play. It's almost seemed like a power play for the Wave.
Yeah, they've been controlling this ball with just 4 men. That's going to get worrisome for the ambush. They even this up 5-on-5, and then again, Perez factors in a little bit of a 6-on-5 action and only 2 goals to close the window. All of a sudden, things starting to look a little bit more in the Wave's favor. Ambush need to tighten things up here.
Thought the penalty would douse the rally.
Good
they brought it to our
there.
end. Alvarez has it stolen by Torrealba, intended for Sanchez.
Here we go, here's the chance.
Cristo off the wall, wants Williamson.
Nice
Perez
play by
other
Perez.
ideas.
Yeah. Heavy risk there, but works out. Torrealba's going to stay on, no switches here. Christo on the left side for the ambush. He's creeping towards the box now. Can they get the ball to him? Torrealba's got a window. Put it off the wall.
Christo back to Martinez. Randy. Went high as Correa came sliding through. It'll belong to Perez on a rollout. About 3 minutes left to play. Under 10 left on the ambush power play. The first and only of the snowy afternoon so far.
You'd think to get the angle of that ball, you would have had to ricochet it off the guy diving in front of you. But nope, just somehow get it almost at a 90-degree angle straight up.
Crane runs directly back to the Wave bench. But they do now have 5 plus a goalie. Goalie functioning as a 6th attacker here. Here comes Perez. Thinks about it on a shot. Javi. Back to Alvarez. Javi Steinwasser. Just over the crossbar. Headed back by Sanchez. Skips to Alvarez.
The helium taketh and giveth back.
Sanchez pulls it around O'Keefe. Hammers it off the wall. Gets through to the keeper, Perez. Pocket picked immediately by Falzoni. Falzoni hits it off Javi Steinwasser. Flores gives it back to Javi. Blocked in front by O'Keefe. Big block from Colin O'Keefe. It'll belong to Milwaukee, though, on this end.
Wow, only one shift for the ambush. Torrealba, Williamson, they've been out there for at least close to a minute. Long shift here for the ambush. Don't know if that's the right call. Sticking with some of your best players, but if they're gassed, that could be risky against this 6-on-5 with Perez playing up. Shots on goal, by the way, 21-18. Ambush have just 2 to the last 8 for the Milwaukee Wave.
Under 2 to go. Ambush up by 2. Sanchez.
Can't go into the prevent defense too early.
Torrealba got a piece. Flores chops it down. Luckily, Paulo able to collect it to the near post.
6 inches away from making this a 1-goal game.
Berger! Oh! Trying to go drive-through mode, but it's stopped by a diving Perez. O'Keefe wants to win it. Commits a foul, trying to do it with $1.29. Alvarez guides it out. 4th quarter. Here we go. Ambush trying to seal a victory. Javi Steinwasser. Alex Sanchez. Bad pass. Escapes Javi. Quito! Oh, just misses.
I think he pulled up a little bit after the shot,
Goalie's still
too.
not back in.
Oh, if he doesn't pull up after the shot, I think he could have outrun that one. It looked good at first.
He probably had a little more time.
It just died away.
Williamson with 50 seconds. Back to Varela. O'Keefe. Round to Silva. Varela wisely here, squeegeeing water off the time dolphin. Williamson turning. Williamson held up by Flores with 35 seconds. Squiggles loose. Plays back through Chalbot. O'Keefe says, all right, we'll burn away more time. Drags it back into Silva, shoves him down to the center circle. You got to call that. Tweety Bird comes out to Silva. Some bad blood against his own team, his old own team.
Yeah, what Wave really shot themselves in the foot in this 4th quarter. Obviously, only having 1 goal after the first 3 quarters was enough of a problem, but some bad calls there. The blue card, obviously it didn't kill him, the blue card, but took away 2 minutes where they could have been completely controlling the attack.
15 seconds, O'Keefe brought it down. Javi Steinwasser thought about it from deep. Eases off to Morrison. 10. Ambush going to win it against the Wave. A snowy afternoon becomes a 5-3 victory for St. Louis.
Torrealba immediately stood on the wall for his chant. The man with the hat trick, happier than anyone else right now, and he has just been a catalyst for this ambush season.
Torrealba with a hat trick. Ambush with another win by 2 goals at home. Did it against the Empire Strikers about a week ago, and do it today against the Milwaukee Wave. Good victory for St. Louis. Ambush improving to 6-3-2 overall, 4-1-1 at home. Wave drop back to 6-3-2, 3-2-2 on the road. On the road, where you could wear a robe tonight. Stay warm out there. Torrealba, he, of course, is the cutting-edge player of the game. Brought to us by our good friends at Under the Yellow Umbrella, great sponsor of the St. Louis Ambush. Torrealba's hat trick, the difference in this one, St. Louis wins again against the Wave. 2 wins in 2 games against Milwaukee. 1 in overtime today in regulation. We've got Angela Sharp down on Axios Field. She'll be joined first by the Milwaukee Waves, Kyle Crane, the big bird in the yellow, striding over. And we'll toss it down to Angela and Kyle.
I'm down here with Kyle Crane. All right. Obviously, I know you guys are always disappointed to talk to me if it's on a loss here. But let's talk about the good things you guys did. You guys did keep the pressure going, especially in the fourth. You got to slow down there in the third. What got you going again in that fourth quarter?
We just got guys that can do it at any given moment, and they proved it and pulled it out when we needed them to. It just wasn't enough at the end.
I mean, you had some of the Ambush fans sweating a little bit. Obviously, the last time you took on the Ambush beat you in the overtime. So you guys are a very evenly matched team. When you go into a match where you know you're kind of an evenly matched team, what is the game plan?
It's take your opportunities when they come, and otherwise it's just get back, play hard defense, and try to shut the other team out.
All right. See, I mean, it's easy as that. Just make the goals and get it that way.
It's simple, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We know you guys you're always disappointed to chat with me when you're here. I know we had a smaller turnout because of that big snowstorm we had. You guys came in last night. Where are you off to next?
We're getting right back on the bus, and we're heading right back to Milwaukee to see these guys again within, 22 hours or something like that. So
that's what I love about this. You guys are all going to get back on the bus and head back that way. We're going to do it all over again.
Yep, we're going to run it back.
All right. Well, good luck to you then.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you to Kyle and thank you to Angela. She'll be joined momentarily by a member of the St. Louis Ambush. Ambush win 5-3. A little controversy toward the end of the game. Crane, he was sent off on a 6-man penalty. And then there was a yellow card on the bench for Milwaukee after they were arguing that the Ambush purposely kicked the ball out of bounds in our own half from our own final third. They wanted the ball at the top of the arc. Didn't work out for them. It had to go to the side. And they got in some trouble from the referee and staff. Daniel Torrealba, he's down there. Larson Rogers is right behind everybody. Angela, back to you.
That's right. Well, we needed an extra guy here to help on this talk. 3 goals on the game. You got a hat trick today. What kept you going, kept you motivated through the game today?
Maravilla, 3 goles. ¿Qué te motivó a seguir adelante?
Hemos trabajado muy fuerte. Todo el equipo le echó muchas ganas hoy. A pesar de mis 3 goles, todo el equipo fue perfecto hoy.
We all played really hard. I mean, even though I got the 3 goals, everyone was working on the entire team. We were really pushing each other.
The Ambush and the Wave are pretty evenly matched as a group. Obviously, you guys won in overtime last time. Today, went back and forth here in the fourth quarter. You're taking them on again in the next game. What are you hoping to keep from today's game that you guys did? That was a lot of words.
Que los Wave y los Ambush seguimos así, gol a gol. Pero ¿qué crees tú que podemos llevar de este partido al siguiente partido para mañana para mantener este ritmo?
Creo que tenemos que mantener la intensidad, las ganas de jugar, de ganar, y mientras que todo el equipo le eche ganas, seremos los mejores.
We just got to keep the intensity and just keep pushing each other, and that's really what's going to keep us going to this next game.
What do you think about all these Ambush fans that did come out in the snowy, horrible road conditions to cheer you guys on?
¿Qué piensas de todos los fans que han venido a pasar del clima que ha venido para seguir y motivarnos a lo largo del partido?
Le damos las gracias por haber venido, muy agradecidos. Sabemos el clima y fue muy difícil hasta para nosotros mismos venir. Estamos haciendo el trabajo bien, le estamos echando ganas por ustedes. Deberían seguir viniendo.
It was even difficult for us to get here to the stadium, but we're super grateful, and we give thanks to all of you fans for coming, and that's what we're playing for. We're going to keep working hard, keep growing, keep pushing for all of you guys.
Well, first of all, can we hear it for my awesome translator today? There's nobody could have done that. That is fantastic. Thank you guys both. We wish you guys both good luck as you guys both travel. Everybody, actually, who's traveling to Milwaukee, please be safe, and we wish you guys good luck in your next game.
Que suerte en el siguiente partido.
Thank you.
Thank you.
TV.
automatic. This is automatic.
Milwaukee Wave gear is here. I love that. I'll take that one. Oh, hey, the new soccer ball. Hey, Brad, I'm ready to check out here. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take one of these bags, too. How much, my friend? Ooh, okay, I got that. Right here in cold hard cash. What, is my money no good here? Oh, my gosh, I totally forgot Panther Arena is cashless. Ooh. What about my Educators Credit Union Milwaukee Wave debit card? Will that work here? Awesome. You too can get your very own Educators Credit Union Milwaukee Wave debit card. Go to any of the 23 locations across southeastern Wisconsin or visit ecu.com online. And you too can become a member. What's the problem here, Brad? What do you mean decline? Scan it again, please. Oh my goodness. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. Let's go Wave.
Get ready for Filter. Live in concert with Finger 11. And Local H. Friday, March 13th, the Family Arena. Get tickets now at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Don't miss this show.
All right, the Ambush with a win. 5-3 over the Wave. Good stuff. Tori Alba leads the way with a hat trick. Rob Williamson, the former Wave, gets a W against his old team. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matt Rocky at the Family Arena. Good to see back-to-back 2-goal wins for the Ambush.
Huge for the Ambush, and obviously the offense stepped up, but I'm going to give this credit to the defense. Holding another team to just 3 goals, absolutely incredible after what we saw early on this season with the defense. Paolo's getting the help in front of him, and he's making the saves to count.
Late surge from the Wave, not enough after the Ambush built a 5-1 lead. St. Louis, 22-19 shots on goal. Hey, we were just happy to be here today. A lot of snow in the St. Louis area, close to a foot expected. Thanks to all of our fans, everybody who got out here for this one. Alex Sanchez got the Wave going early with a 1-0 lead about 6 minutes into the game. The Ambush responded later in the first. Tori Alba, the first of his 3, rips a shot past William Bonahane, who played just in the first quarter.
Huge goal, Tori Alba, just a huge night from him as well. But, man, this play by Riley Urey wasn't about the goal, Joey. It was about the passing that gave the Ambush a one-on-one.
And Tori Alba, another. He ended up with 3. Ambush back February 7th at 6. First 1,000. Get a free Mark Moser poster courtesy of KTRS. Check out MASLsoccer.com for more information. For Matt Rocky and our entire crew, led by John Elam, I'm Joey Zanaboni saying so long and good night. It's an Ambush winner in the STL.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.